Good evening, short story writers, and we are continuing the theme of rummaging through our garbage for ideas. Not because we're desperate, but because they're everyday things and you're going to write what you know, so your short story ideas are all there in your environment surrounding you. You don't even need to know where to look, you can look anywhere. It's a matter of applying Edward de Bono, Dr. Edward de Bono, lateral thinking techniques and asking, what if, and how can this be a problem, or how could it be a solution to a problem? So we'll start with that last one. Today's rubbish item is, small pots, yogurt pots, maybe cartons from cottage cheese, that kind of thing. And we're going to go with kind of an upcycling sort of theme here, or a recycling. I'm not sure which one this is, and it doesn't really matter. So they could be used for craft projects. Somebody has been watching the internet, your protagonist, and they have got to entertain some other people. Occupational therapy. They want to entertain themselves in the time of COVID. So they decide to put into practice what they see there, and they use yogurt pots to maybe create a kind of a big caterpillar. They paint it. What are they going to use for paint? Because they can't go out in this fictional environment, so they've got to create their own stains from maybe food dyes or herbs that they've got, such as turmeric, which stains things yellow. I'm not sure what would stain things blue or red, but a bit of internet research will do that. We just end up with a big yellow snake. And brown, obviously, from tea or coffee. No problem there. Let's see now. That would be one thing. What else could you recycle? Okay, I've seen YouTube videos where plastic knives and forks and spoons are used for, well, they break them off and they turn a lot of spoons into Christmas tree decoration things. And also the knives and the forks, they tie them in the shape of a star and hang them. This was started on the BBC quite a long while ago. And, really? But it seems to have caught on. I don't know why anybody wished to do so, but there you go. Or you could use them as, you could break the ends off and use them as the frames for lanterns, for example. You can make your own lanterns. Now then, obviously that would be... So that is the fiction writing prompt is using or recycling garbage. It doesn't have to be plastic pots. It can be anything in your garbage. It can be clothing. It can be socks. It can be anything that you would normally want to cast aside. Paper. You can refill paper into origami. Paper receipts from shops. An old book. Tear the pages out and use that and make things that way, stars and cranes, and you do origami lessons online. So that's what your protagonist is going to get up to. Fiction, so literary fiction, you know how to do that better than I do. It's not my genre. But science fiction, horror and fantasy, well, supposing you tear a page out of a book and it's some sort of book that you got from a second-hand store, a thrift shop, and it turns out to be some sort of arcane and holy book, and maybe the page that you choose has things on that, symbols and things which invoke spirits, and or is a secret formula handwritten in the margins, which is again an invocation, or it could be some sort of scientific formula if you want to write science fiction. It could be a message from the future or from the past, and a way of, I don't know, restoring the dead or whatever. I mean, that's a theme, restoring the dead, which could be either science fiction or fantasy or horror. And then if it's a thriller, how would recycling garbage cause somebody to come after you? And I've got to say, I don't know there, unless, of course, it's the book, and the book has a code in it, and you think it's geolocation, you type it in, and it sets off a tripwire, and all of a sudden people are chasing you. Okay, we've come in under 5 minutes there, so I'm going to rest on my laurels with that one, especially since it's Friday. Last one of the week tomorrow, as usual. Thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if it was not terribly helpful whatsoever. And don't bother to subscribe because I'm here every day, so you don't need to be notified and all that don't forgetty stuff. I don't know who invented that little script. Don't forget to subscribe, like you were completely. I always intend to subscribe and I keep forgetting. I'm so forgetful. I forget to subscribe items at the end of every single. No, whoops, my microphone. Don't forget to pull the microphone from your ear. That's probably a short story idea all by itself. Mishaps in the middle of, an embarrassing mishaps at that, in the middle of whatever it is you're doing that completely alter the mood. All right. Bye for now. And as usual, happy writing.